The sun was beginning to set as 16-year-old Mia sat on the edge of the old wooden pier, watching the shimmering water. The cool breeze brushed against her face, but she barely noticed it. Her mind was a storm of thoughts, swirling in confusion and doubt. It had been one of those days, the kind where you feel like everything is closing in on you and there's nowhere to run.
Mia.
She turned around, startled. Her best friend, Eva, was walking toward her, her usual carefree smile replaced with a concerned frown.
I thought you'd be at home.
Eva said, sitting down beside her.
You didn't answer my texts.
Mia sighed, glancing at the darkening sky.
I needed some time alone. To think.
Eva raised an eyebrow. Quote.
About what?
Mia was silent for a long moment, not sure how to put her feelings into words. She hadn't even shared them with her parents yet, let alone anyone else. But now, with Eva sitting there, waiting for her, the words stumbled out.
It's just, everything is so messed up right now.
Mia finally said.
I feel like no matter what I do, I'm not good enough. My grades aren't what they should be, and my parents keep talking about college like it's the only thing that matters.
Eva's expression softened.
I get it. Your parents are tough sometimes.
It's not just that.
Mia continued, her voice growing shaky.
They've got all these big dreams for me, and I can't even figure out what I want for myself. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
Eva was quiet for a few seconds, considering Mia's words.
You don't have to figure it all out right now, Mia. You're 16. You've got time.
But what if I don't?
Mia's voice cracked slightly.
What if I mess it all up? What if I fail?
Eva placed a hand on her shoulder, her touch warm and reassuring.
Failure's not the end, Mia. It's part of the journey. You don't have to have everything figured out, not today, not tomorrow. You just have to keep moving forward.
Mia looked at her, feeling a little bit lighter. Eva always had a way of making things feel less overwhelming, like everything was going to be okay, even when it seemed impossible.
I don't know, Eva.
Mia murmured, looking back at the water.
I just don't want to disappoint anyone.
Eva didn't answer right away. She was thinking about her own struggles, the pressure she sometimes felt to be perfect, and the fear that she wasn't living up to expectations either. Finally, she said,
You won't disappoint anyone if you're being true to yourself.
Mia turned to face her, surprise.
But what if who I am isn't good enough?
Eva smiled softly.
Mia, you're already enough. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise.
Mia swallowed, her throat tight. She hadn't realized how much she needed to hear that. She opened her mouth to speak, but before she could, a voice called out from the pier.
Mia, there you are.
Mia jumped, looking up to see her mom walking toward them, her face tense with worry. Behind her was her dad, arms crossed, looking equally concerned.
Mom, Dad.
Mia began, her heart sinking. She hadn't wanted this conversation to happen just yet.
Mia, we've been looking everywhere for you.
Her mom said, stopping in front of her.
What's going on? Why aren't you answering your phone?
I just needed some time.
Mia said quietly, not meeting her mom's eyes.
Mia,
Her dad spoke up, his tone firm but not unkind.
we've been talking, and we think it's time to have a serious discussion about your future. You've got to start focusing more on your grades if you want to get into a good college. We can't just keep letting this slide.
Mia felt a lump form in her throat. The last thing she wanted to hear right now was another lecture about her future, especially when she felt so lost. She looked at Eva, who gave her a small nod of encouragement.
I'm trying.
Mia said, her voice barely above a whisper. Her mom's expression softened.
We know you are, sweetie, but trying isn't enough. You have to start taking responsibility. This is your future we're talking about.
Maybe I don't know what I want for my future.
Mia said, her voice breaking.
Maybe I don't even care about college the way you do.
There was a heavy silence that followed. Ava, who had been silent the entire time, finally spoke up, her voice calm but firm.
Mia, you're allowed to not have it all figured out. And you don't have to do what anyone else wants for you. You've got to find your own path.
Her parents exchanged looks, unsure of how to respond. Mia could see the concern in their eyes, but there was also something else, something that seemed to say they didn't understand.
Mia.
Her dad began, but she cut him off.
I need to figure this out on my own.
She said, her voice shaky but stronger now.
I need to know who I am, apart from what you want me to be. I can't just follow a plan that doesn't feel right for me.
Her mom looked like she wanted to argue, but her dad put a hand on her arm, stopping her. For the first time in what felt like ages, Mia felt like she had a chance to make a decision for herself.
Mia, we're not trying to control you.
Her dad said quietly.
But we want the best for you.
I know.
Mia replied softly.
I just need a little space to figure it out.
Her mom looked at her, her face a mix of frustration and concern, but she nodded slowly.
Okay, we can talk more later, but just remember, we're here for you.
Mia nodded, a tight knot still in her chest but feeling a little lighter. As her parents walked away, she turned back to Ava.
Thanks.
She whispered. Ava smiled.
Anytime.
Mia watched the last traces of sunlight disappear below the horizon. The night was settling in, and the world felt both heavy and full of possibility. For the first time in a long while, she felt like she was standing at the edge of something new, something that she could choose for herself. And that, she realized, was enough for now.